What is up, guys? This is Olympio coming at you today with a updated King of the Skull Servant deck. Now, yeah, so if you've noticed, the Forbidden Limited list did hit, and unfortunately, Mathematician got hit. So there's kind of a big issue with this because it's a very difficult card to replace. Now, the first thing that would come to mind would be Armageddon Knight, and you can run the Armageddon Knight and Summon a Monk type little engine, but I've had a real big problem with that because I don't like Summoner Monk in this deck because I would basically have to play more spells, and I don't really want to do that. I already play like way more than I think I should for how this deck runs, or how I like it to run, and the Armageddon Knights are not really searchable anymore because Rota's gone, and obviously Mathematician wasn't very searchable, but it kind of had better uses because it was more flexible, because I could send anything instead of just a dark. So without further ado, we're going to deck profile and I'll show you the updated version. So here we have the king of the deck. 3 King Skull Servant, don't really say too much about it. He is your main boss monster, one of your main win conditions. Then we have 3 Lady in the right as well. She's just so good, being able to have a 2/2 booty, which is pretty big. And, you know, you can just set it if you've got a bit of a worse hand. Like, it's a little difficult to get over for certain people, and certain decks, especially early game. And being able to protect your monsters is really quite strong. So, yeah, Lady in the White is really, really solid. You can use it really well with Uni-Zombie because you can just start leveling up your opponent's monsters if you so wish. And then they can't really stop the effect. So, yeah, that's pretty good. 3 Whitemare. Whitemare's really good as well. I love this card. Now that, you know, Mathematician's gone to 1, using Whitemare to kind of speed through the deck, speed through your summons is really useful. So, really do like using this card at 3, and I've never really found it to be a dead draw, which some people have. Next up, the usual 2 and 2. I was kind of considering putting this to 3, simply because, you know, Mathematician's gone. It's a little bit harder to get to this card, but I would have to change the way the build works, if I'm completely honest, specifically the trap lineup if I were to put them up. So right now it's just 2 and 2 for now as usual, and it's still pretty consistent. One of the big monsters in the deck, one of the best setup cards, is 3 Uni-Zombie. Uni-Zombie, just a cracking card, being able to send a card from your hand to the graveyard, increase the level, and then send a zombie from your deck to the graveyard. It's just so strong. Like, I love this card so much, and it really makes the deck. You know, if this didn't exist and a Mathematician got hit, I probably wouldn't be using this deck, if I'm completely honest, because the speed that Uni-Zombie just gives the deck is incredible. 3 Mizuki. Card's amazing, super bent as well. Look at that, that's really weird. So yeah, it's just really useful. This is one of the reasons why I'm not really running Armageddon Knight, simply because I can't send this card with Armageddon Knight, and that's a real big problem because I use like Mathematicians to send the Mizukis to set everything up, and yeah, it's really annoying. I know you could technically bring it out with Summoner Monk if I was running that engine, which is quite nice, but there's a lot more risk in that small engine for me, and when I was testing it, it was just really irritating, and it can clog pretty hard. So yeah, I don't really like that. The 1 Zombie Master, this is here just for, you know, rank 4 plays or even synchro plays to bring back Uni-Zombie or things like that. So yeah, Zombie Master really good. 1 Debris Dragon. Card's brilliant, you know, going into Black Rose or Moonlight is really solid, and it's just a really easy summon, especially if you've got King already out. Yes, just the one, unfortunately. So this hurt the deck. That's, in my opinion, this has really hurt the deck. And a Mathematician was just such a good card for the deck, and unfortunately it has been hit, and there's not really much you can also do about it. But yeah, hopefully it will go back up at some point. But yeah, Mathematician is kind of hurting me a little bit. Going on to the spells, we have 2 Pot of Duality. This is just for a little bit of digging and consistency. 3 is kind of clogging for me, so I'll put it down to 2. And it's still really useful. The 2 MSTs, this would be swapped for Twin Twisters when it comes out in the next set. And then I'll probably do more of a discard type build. Maybe even with Summoner Monks in that one, I don't know, I'll have to see. But yeah, the 2 MSTs are working fine now because they just clear. Oh, excuse me. They clear everything that I need to. The 1 Allure of Darkness is just really solid. You know, you're playing Dark, so it's kind of, sorry for hitting the camera, kind of standard. The 1 Raigeki, I might actually side this instead of putting it in the main. I'm not sure, just because it depends on how the meta lines up. But it's very early days. The 1 Burial from Different Dimension, I still think this card should have gone to 2 for selfish reasons. But yeah, so really great card. 1 Foolish Burial. Card is broken in this deck. You know, it's just you just send 3 monsters with the grave with this one. So yeah, really good. And then the 1 Instant Fusion, being able to bring back like Uni-Zombie or different things like that. Really, really solid. And just in general good. So this is a trap lineup. It's very, very different from how you would normally see it. The Scar traps are gone. So we have 2 mistakes. So the reason why this is here is simply because this is me having a guess on the format. There's a lot of searching going on. If Tellers start to make more of a comeback, stops them. Magispectors search all the time. Pendulums all the time. So it's pretty good. Like, Mistake is not really affecting us in any way, shape or form apart from the Pot of Duality. Yeah, so it's a really great card. You can always side it if needs be, but I kind of want to try it main. One of the brand new cards, Grand Horn of Heaven. I really rate this card. It's been super, super useful for me. If you don't know what it does, during your opponent's during your opponent's main phase, when they would special summon monsters, negate the summon, and if you do, destroy that monster. Then your opponent would draw a card and then end the main phase. So it's a really solid card. I do love it. And just in general, it gives you a bit of a lifeline if they're trying to go off and you've only got like a certain amount of monsters out. So yeah, really great card. Really do love it. And the fact it's a common is kind of violating. Here's another new one, Powerful Rebirth. Again, if you don't know what it does, activate this card by targeting 1 level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target, increase its level by 1, attack and defense by 100. When the monster is destroyed, destroy this card. Now, the reason why I've got this, it's a really good card in general, simply because one of the main things, if this card is MST, Mystical Space Typhoon, or anything like that, the monster stays. Because the last line says, when this when the monster is destroyed, destroy this card, but not the other way around, which is how it works, because, you know, if you look at, like, Call the Haunted, it has both effects. If this card's destroyed, destroy the monster. If this is destroyed, so on and so forth. So, yeah, this is really good. Increases level as well, so if you're with Uni-Zombie, you can stretch a little bit more, and things like that. So, Powerful Rebirth has actually been working really well, and I always wanted to try it. 2 Breakthrough Skill cards, just decent, you know, it's Breakthrough Skill, and I like to reuse it and such. And I don't really need to say much about it because it's a breakthrough skill. And then finally the 1 Vanity's Emptiness, because it's still an incredible card, and I just got to play it. So going on to the extra deck, we have the 1 Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier, my beautiful ultimate rare. Card's just really good. The 1 Omega, now this card's really interesting for the deck because it means that I can put stuff back in the grave, you know, all these banished cards I can have more of an interaction with outside of like Leviair and such. And it's really, really solid, really do like it. It's been working really well, and being able to pitch cards out your opponent's hands for a bit is pretty decent. 1 Void Ogre Dragon, standard, don't need to say too much about it. The 1 Scarlight, this is here just to kind of blow up the field. You know, if you've got King out with 3, 4 or higher, you can really wipe the field and just keep going in. So, you know, it's really good. Really, really good. And yeah, Scarlight, I actually just like the card in general. 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, we can finally play it over here legally. And this is here just to kind of protect, like, the King or anything like that. So it's a really solid card just to go into. The 1 Beals, it's Beals. It's a zombie deck, you know, kind of makes sense. The level 7s, I'll do them together because they're kind of the same thing. The 2 Black Roses, again, we can play it. This is more for Debris utility, so I can, you know, go into it. I don't have to just go into Black Rose to blow up the stuff. And I feel that Clear Wing is not good anymore with the format coming up. Like Cosmos, it doesn't stop the Magispectors, you know, they don't care. So yeah, the 1 Vulcan, Vulcan's still really good. Bouncing cards is always a bonus, so it can make big swings with the King. And Samson as well. This is another Debris target because, you know, it's just decent being able to reborn stuff. It's really, really nice when it goes, and it's not a bad wall either. The 1 Silent Honor Arc, again, I've got a Uni-Zombie, Zombie Master, so I can afford to play a couple of rank 4s and such, which is really, really nice. And yeah, so since Externite isn't here, we have to have this one, and then Castel as well is pretty decent. So I don't really say too much about that. And finally, the Abyss Dweller, just if I want to stop any like, you know, what's an annoying card like Greydolls or anything like that. You know, you can just stop it. But Abyss Dweller is still pretty decent. The one Leviair, because it's Leviair, I can get stuff back. I don't play Duelan anymore because it just really wasn't useful, because I made way for this guy, the Nodin. Nodin is just really useful, as always, being able to bring back the Unizombie, being able to bring back absolutely anything at all. So yeah, pretty solid, and Nodin is just a boss. So that is it, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the updated deck profile. As I said, there's going to be a couple of different ways you can go with this. I'll post up a version of the Summoner Monk build, just because, you know, people probably want to see it, my take on it, so that's completely fine. Make sure to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, and I should catch you guys later.